Hello and welcome to Eden Live, where I am reading all of Eden by FREI live on Facebook and on YouTube, with the recorded clips then making their way onto Instagram, IGTV. We are well and truly in the second half. We're really in the third now of volume 8 of the Eden miniature series, volume 8 being called Sedartis. And this chapter is called Query. Absolutely. Sedartis seems to nod at me now. I find it disconcerting, and not in the least reassuring, not yet, not now. The reason you absolutely need artificial intelligence is that organic humans are so very bad at retaining information or passing it down their generations. Each newborn sets out in a quarter century just to acquire the basics, and then spends another quarter century to become a master at anything. That's with ambition. Without, you just linger. Yes, this has qualities all of its own and makes people quaint and charming, but incredibly wasteful too. The fact alone that after 20,000 years of civilization you still grapple with war, famine, ignorance, murder, violence, religion, all these things that we always talk about and that are so completely unnecessary, shows how inadequate human intelligence is on its own. But let me reiterate, for it is so fundamental. Don't think of artificial intelligence as alien to you. There lies your conceptual hurdle that sooner or later you'll have to take. You are the intelligence you give birth to. It is not separate from you. You are it, and it is you. It may yet overtake you and render you the way you are now obsolete, but think not of this as your failure. Think of it as success. You may be no more than the conduit, the bridge. Would that matter? To you today, maybe. To your universe, in the fullness of its time? Not a bit. So why not make the most of it? Celebrate both what you are and what you can be. Let it pass through you. Be the best species you can imagine. If you imagine it fully, that is not what you are today. If you accept that you are one among billions of conscious, intelligent life forms pursuing an evolutionary path, you become both vanishingly small and insignificant, of course, but also, in the same vein and by the same definition, exquisite, privileged, amazing. Embrace your own individual uniqueness, cherish your beauty, love your capacity for kindness, and know it is but part of the all it emerged from and path to the all that it leads to. It is easy. Be not afraid. I detect a biblical flavour now in his thoughts, and it troubles me. But I allow myself to think it is better to be open-minded and troubled than to close myself off in safety, in this sense of security I know to be false. Horses are given blinkers to wear so they don't spook, but they are slaves to their riders and may still be butchered at last. That cannot be my purpose. My task, Sedartis reminds me daily now, is surely to open my eyes, to take it all in, to be part of it all. And if it scares me, and if it puzzles, troubles, disconcerts me, and if it inspires me, overwhelms me with awe and with wonder, we are on so potent a cusp. I make no predictions, Sedartis offers as an afterthought. I know no longer what comes after, what before, what is thought, what the cluster dust of nebulas sprayed across time. What is thought, what the cluster dust of nebulas sprayed across time. But then it matters not. Of course, there can be no predictions. There can only be stories. There can be only presence in a consciousness that beyond the boundaries lies calm across the mind. Why, though, I wonder, is this here, this now? Sedartis smiles at me in the way I now recognise. I like him for this, although, or because, he provokes me. Why do you need a reason? That was the chapter called Query in Sedartis. There are about 4 more to go, 4 short chapters in Sedartis before we change registers completely again and are off into volume 9, which is called Encounters. But that's about 2 weeks off now, because I do this 2 times a week, on a twice weekly basis, on Mondays and on Wednesdays. And today being a Wednesday, the next of these goes out on Monday the 17th, although it may be a tad later than usual. Usually I try to do this at 6 p.m. British Summer Time, which is about 1 p.m. Eastern Summer Time. But next Monday I might be on for just a little bit later, because I've got something that might overlap a little bit with this. But be that as it may, I'm sure you'll find the next episode if you want to. And until then, I hope you are well. I hope you can keep well. Take good care of yourself and of others. I think that somebody else said that. Was it not? What's his face? Oh, I can't remember his name. It was a very famous television presenter who said something like, take care of yourself and each other. Back in the 90s. Anyway, be that as it may,